All right, this is the iPick football app, and I'm going to show you some interesting features, some details that we really didn't get into in the previous video. So we're going to go to 2012, and now we're going to go to week 2, which has not begun yet. And so we have our picks, or we have our schedule of games here. Also, you'll see some additional pickers that have been added, and some additional handicappers. And so if I select somebody else as one of the active pickers, you'll see up here Heisenberg now shows as the active picker. If I go back to Joe, it'll show Joe. And then as well as in the handicap pickers, I can make handy picker one of the active pickers, or I can make the chronicle one of the pickers. So what I'm going to do is show you kind of an interesting feature here, is that there's 3 handicap pickers here: Chronicle, Don, Best, and Handy Picker. And there's a special one called Average Handicapper. This is a built-in handicap picker that will average up all the spreads for all your handicap pickers, and average up all the totals and provide you kind of a massaged value for all of those values. So we're going to actually make the average handicap picker the current picker. And the person we're going to pick for is Joe once again. So there's no picks yet for Joe. Now, selecting a particular line in the table here brings you to a detailed view. And so here you see the average handicapper. It shows the favorite team is Green Bay. The spread is 5.75 and 49.75. These values are a little bit different than you'd see typically like in the newspaper, because usually it's 5.0. But because the average has averaged these values over all of the handicap pickers, you'll see values like that. And this is an uneditable view here. Also, what you'll see is that this has automatically been ranked for confidence based on these numbers. So the iPick football app does that for you. So now your process is to make your selections. This is a little bit different than using the tap, pick, and rank. And so I'm going to go with the favorite there, Green Bay, but I'm going to make my own ranking selection. And so I'm using this picker here, and I'm going to use a value of 10. They used a value of 9. Now I can use a slide feature here to go back and forth amongst the games. It's the same thing as coming back here and going to the next game, but it saves you that problem having to go back and forth. So I'm going to go ahead and make another pick. I'll pick a favorite again, use the ranking value, and now you'll see that this value has already been used, so you'll know that you can easily see what values are available. And we just go through like so. I'm going to pick an upset here. The ranking is only 4, so there's not a lot of confidence in this pick anyways. I'm going to go with a ranking of 3, being a little less confident in that pick. And so you can go through your picks like that. Another way you can navigate, besides the swiping up and down, is you can do something equivalent left and right. And also the arrow buttons do the same thing. So that provides you with your handicap pick. Now what's kind of fun is that once you make all of your handicap picks, I'm not going to go ahead and do every single one now, you can choose to use those as your starting values as well. Instead of making all these picks like we just did, I can just choose to just take all of these as my initial starting values. So the way I'll do that is come back here and say use handicap picks. So whatever the handicap is picked, they're going to become my picks. And I want to show you a new feature here that I haven't showed, is the details feature. Now you can actually see your pick right side by side, top bottom, with the handicap picker. And you'll see that my picks are exactly the same as the handicap picker now, because that's what I chose. So this is another way to make your picks, and then you can then use the tap, pick, and rank if you want to kind of tweak things and move things around.